Hello, 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 gamers. How we all doing today? Welcome on into the stream. It's been a little bit. I wanted to stream Friday, play more Deltarune, but I felt so sick. I physically couldn't. I'm like, nope. Never mind that. And I didn't think I was even gonna be able to stream. I wanted to stream yesterday too. I'm like, I can't. I just can't. And then today, I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna be able to. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Screw it. I miss streaming. Maybe it'll make me feel better. So if I'm a little out of it, I'm a little sick, but we're fine. We push on. We carry on. I hope everyone's doing good. Let's get into it. We're nearing the end of Ace Attorney games just in general. We're running out of them. They need to announce 7 soon. Dude, if they announce 7 next Direct, I'm gonna lose my marbles. Crazy timing. Because it was about this time last year we finished up Apollo Justice, and then this game came out. We've been playing this one a while. With the hiatuses and everything I had to take. This one's been dragging on a bit, but we're almost at the end. And this one's really good. April 6th, 2:52 p.m. Big building, empty lot. Could you maybe calm down a little? Calm down? No way, Jose. Not until y'all come clean. It's for your own good, dang it. Our intrepid reporters refuse to give up, even in the face of repeated stonewalling from the crew. Look, you ladies need to stop harassing these people, or I'll have to ask you to. You cops sure got a lot of nerve. Y'all are the ones who let Torosaurus run wild. Hoping to hide the fact that they bred this menace themselves, the staff cling desperately to their story. Look, we're really not breeding anything. This is a movie set. Says the gal who told me she done seen Gordy with her own danged eyes. I saw something, but that doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here. Alright, break it up. I'm mysterious person. She long lang. Alright, break it up. Or was it Miles that said that? Who said that? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. And Sean. Y'all are on the trail this here monster infestation too, huh? Or maybe it was Shi Long Lang. That's what I assumed it was. No, we're on the trace of a criminal. Lang Ji says, the darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. That is to say, a killer is no different from a monster, really. Agent Lang, this is highly irregular, sir. We can't allow members of the public onto the crime scene. These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here. The whole gang's back together. Well, Agent Lang, here we are. Where do you intend to begin? Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wang's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been seen since the night before last. Yes, he slipped off without his bodyguards noticing, if I remember correctly. So he was missing for over a day. And the last person to see him alive was you, Judge Gavel, on the roof of the big building. Oh, I don't... No, I'm not so sure about that one. Even his milk carton is sweating. I still want to know more about her relationship with Sean. I know she's his mother, but I want to... Can we maybe get that explained a little bit more, given the age gap? Why did the two of you arrange to meet? I'm sorry, but I can't say. Well, if you're gonna go to prison for it, you... Not even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We're the same, you and me, Miles Edgeworth. Why? Why can't you just tell us?
Please, Judge Cavell. We're trying to help you.
Not so fast. It's me. She long legs. She can't say it because she'll only incriminate herself more. I know you had something to do with the president's murder, and I'm gonna prove it. You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How do you explain the time that passed between Judge Cavell's meeting with the president and then? That's exactly what I'm hoping we're about to find out. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. So why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down? Sean Fenn!
Gasp!
Me? We know you were here on the set last night. You were, Sean? We have testimony from the woman over there and forensic evidence from the footprints that proves it.
You came back to run your lines, right?
What? So you were spying on me?
I'm sorry, I was just making sure you were okay. It was late. I was worried about you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't need you to worry about me. Oh. Oh. Oh, his mother's here. His mother's here. Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. She was trying to look out for you. Apologize this instant. Ooh, you in trouble. Sorry. I've told you before. I won't have you speaking to people that way.
Wow, this is a whole new Judge Cavell.
It seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law. Are you listening to me? If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. You must... Oh, she's just rambling on. You got that, buddy? And I want you to remember that, alright? 1 second. Can we get on with this investigation now? Oh, of course. Forgive me. I don't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. I guess Judge Cavell, the mother, will take a little getting used to. Are we to understand that you're accusing Sean of being involved somehow, Agent Lang? He did it. He's the killer. I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed. And by who. And I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna find out. Arrest the child. I guess it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. And filled with determination. Alright, Sean. Perhaps you could tell us what happened last night. Fine by me. I've got nothing to hide. Ooh, stare down. They got the same eyes. I had a bad day yesterday. Messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today. I like the film. I like the the filming permit in the back. The filming dates are XXXX. Permit type 40, set size XX square feet. It's very, very detailed. So cool. So I thought I'd put in some extra practice. And that's what I did. It's that simple. It's not like I haven't done it before. It was fine. Nothing happened. You've been rehearsing late at night again?
But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel.
You called him? Around what time?
It must have been 11 p.m. or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. When Sean stays away from home, we have to speak every night. Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set.
Uh-oh.
So you lied to me? Sorry.
Ooh, now she's mad.
I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on his acting, though.
Nonetheless, a parent can't help but worry. Her child alone at night, anything could happen to him. And indeed it did. He got himself entangled in this case. Ooh.
But he said nothing happened, right?
He did. Although I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth. Alright. I had a bad day yesterday, messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene. So I thought I'd put in some extra practice, and that's what I did. It's that simple. It's not like I haven't done it before. It was fine, nothing happened. Okay, but stuff happened. I fell from the roof last night. Nothing happened. I'm sorry, but you're lying. The model of Taurosaurus's head fell from the roof of the trailer last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that so?
I told you. I ran my lines, I went home. That was it. What do I know about some stupid falling head? Or are you saying you can prove I know something?
Sadly not. It's entirely possible that the head fell after Sean left.
No proof, huh? Then this conversation is over.
No, it's not.
What?
The head falling from the roof isn't the only strange thing about last night. And I'm certain you know what else I'm thinking of, too. What other unusual occurrence happened yesterday evening? The footprints.
Take that!
This proves it, beyond a doubt.
Wait, that's...
How did you... That's right. Your rehearsal tape. What? You have video footage from last night. I didn't even present that, but pop off. We do. And if you watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening. There's a footprint there already. There is, and I'm not sure that's an everyday sight, even on a film set.
Sean, why would you keep this from me?
No reason. Totally didn't kill that guy. Liar. That stuff might work on your mommy, kid, but it's not gonna work on me. Why'd you hide the tape? Sean, you have to tell us. You... Look, I just didn't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it. That's it. So you were embarrassed, is that it? Yeah? What's so weird about that? That's why you didn't hand over vital evidence. Sean, how could you? Oh, give me a break. You know about it, don't you? Sure, the footprint was there, but I just ran my lines and went home. That was it. To be fair, in his mind, he could have just assumed that it was part of the set. Like, oh, the set crew did this. Like, it's fair to not think that that's that weird.
What, and nothing about the giant monster footprint struck you as weird? It's a giant monster footprint on the set of a giant monster movie. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't blame him for not thinking that's weird. It's not like there isn't all kinds of other weird stuff around here. I don't buy it for a second, Chief. There's something hinky about this kid. Sure as I'm standing right here. Dang skibbity there is. He's hiding the scoop under them there horns, or my name ain't Lotta Hart. Oh, shut up, both of you. I'm done talking.
Hold it right there. What is it, Agent Lang? So it's just as I thought. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely.
What? There was something else on that tape?
Yep. Look closely. See the costume up in the top left?
Oh, yeah, the Torosaurus suit.
Something's different. Do you see it? It's unzipped. Is that it? Yeah, it's unzipped.
I'm not sure. He's just kinda hanging out and looking a little saggy.
Oh, was the body hidden in the suit? Okay, I see where he's going.
Oh, and the zipper on his back is done up tight.
The zipper? Huh. That's... Yeah, I guess you all see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper is wide open. Why? Because somebody's inside the suit. That's why.
No. Purple guy. What?
Mr. Powers, that zipper. What can you tell us about it? I don't know, man. I just work here. Well, we always close it up tight when the suit isn't in use. That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. Do you remember something else I said not so long ago? They hid the body. Yeah, I remember. Let me refresh your memory. What if your friend Cavell pushed the president off the big building the night before last, and then came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere? Here? But where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment, you could hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again. You're saying the body could have been hidden in the Torosaurus suit? That's exactly what I'm saying. Isn't that right, Cavell? You pushed the president off of the roof, just like I said. Then you hid his body inside that costume. I most certainly did not. I've got no idea who the killer's gonna be. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we have anybody, really. It could be. Like... I guess him? But... I think that's too obvious. I think it'd be kind of lame if it was him. Unless he was hired from someone. Maybe. I don't think it's Excelsius again. Very interesting. I most certainly did not. Protest all you like. I'm not gonna believe you. You're the only person who could have done this. I thought we already proved that would have been impossible. The movie set was locked at the time. There's no way Judge Cavell would have been able to get in here. She would if her son knew it, though. That's the argument. And also, the side gain's chain was cut last night. What if she had an accomplice? The boy. The boy! No! We're not putting up the 13-year-old boy as an accomplice. I've got a little theory for you. I think you're gonna like it. He's gonna blame Sean as the accomplice. Mother and child murderers. Yep. No! What if Sean was waiting down here when Cavell pushed the president off the roof? That's crazy. That's crazy. If the two of them were working together, the problem with the lock goes away. Can we get an autopsy report to see if he even was pushed? Like, I thought he was just crushed. If the two of them were working together, the problem with the lock goes away. They then work to hide the body together too, by dragging it over to the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside. You think the murder was really that carefully planned? It was the assassination of a world leader. It could only have been carefully planned. To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this it's unthinkable. You're my prime suspect. What makes you think I'm gonna listen to a word you say? But what about motive? What reason would either of them have to kill President Wang? Who knows? We'll find out soon enough. She was the last one to meet with him, and she won't tell us why. Pretty darn suspicious. Even you have to agree with that. Judge Gavel, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details. My apologies, but that is the one thing I cannot do. However, rest assured, should that ever change, you will be the first to know. So please, you have to believe me. Yeah, murderers have a habit of saying that. Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest. I am 13 years old. I got nothing to say to you. I'm innocent. Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? But let me guess, you're still going to try and stick up for them? Yeah. It's true. Judge Gravel's actions certainly make her seem suspicious. But nothing she has told us amounts to a motive for murder, or even the suggestion of one. No. And like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now. Motive's a big factor in murder, though. You can't really leave that aside. Like, that's like a big thing you need. For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. Okay, but you can't arrest her until you have probable motive. Probable cause. For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. And for my money, those two had to be working together for their little plot to succeed. What if Sean was waiting down here when the Gavel pushed the president? If the two of them were working together, the problem with the lock goes away. Hold it! Goes away how, exactly? I thought you might try this, but you and I both know exactly how. Let me make it nice and simple for you. First, she pushes the president off of the roof. Pushes, okay. Then the kid opens the combination lock because he knows the code. Yep, kid opens code, knows lock, gotcha. No, Kate, the other way around. And that's it. It's that simple. No more lock to worry about. And no more objections about her not being able to get in because she doesn't know the code. That would explain the way the problem with the lock, it's true. Thank you for your clear and incisive explanation. Incisive explanation, Agent Lang. Aw. Please continue. I will. And hopefully this next part will shut you up for good. They then work to hide the body together too, by dragging it over to the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside. Crazy. Crazy work. Let's talk about that. The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was a body in there at the time, can you? Maybe not, but we could take a look right now. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I put my money on us finding proof that it was there. Yes, I'd love to. Let's do that. Do you mind if we examine the suit, Mr. Powers? It's not... He doesn't own the suit. Does he run? He doesn't run this. He's just an actor. Oh, not at all. It might be a little ripe, though. Gets pretty sweaty in there. Ew, that's gross. Oh, it's filthy. Yeah, that's weird. I always clean it out pretty good. If you don't, it can get kind of moldy. Ew. In other words, what we're looking at is proof that somebody other than you used the costume. The dirt in there must have come from the body.
I guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. He probably would have gotten pretty dirty.
Exactly. Well, everybody happy? The inside of the suit is covered with dirt. It must be from when the body was hidden there. Okay. Was the president? I mean, he's not. He's, I don't know about that one, Chief. So our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt came from the body. Would it be safe to say that's the case? Why? Is there a problem? The part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty.
Yeah, it really is.
But look at the victim. The area of his body that would have been in the contact with that part of the suit isn't dirty at all. If the victim had been crammed in there, as you suggest, his chest would surely be covered in dirt. Yep. Okay, fine. So what's your explanation? It's something else? Something else was hidden in there? Like, I don't know. It's not relevant right now. How did all that dirt get inside there? Doesn't matter! It wasn't the body, so what does it matter? Based on the videotape, there may well have been somebody in the suit at the time. So who was it if it wasn't the president? Was it Sean?
Come on, Kate, think. Where was it?
Is something the matter, Kay?
I've seen dirt like that somewhere else, I'm sure of it. I just can't think where.
The gloves! Oh my gosh, it's all connected!
Dirt with weird little gray bits in it. Oh my gosh.
Gray bits? She's right, there is something mixed in there.
It was stuck to something else we looked at. Lots of it.
Stuck to something we looked at. An item of evidence, maybe? It's probably worth checking out. I got it. I was ahead of you. I figured that's where it was going. Does one of the items we found have a similar kind of dirt stuck to it? We do. As Kay pointed out, the dirt in the suit contains small flecks of something gray. Uh-huh. And? We discovered some... I can't English. I just can't. What was that? We discovered similar flecks around, We discovered similar flecks stuck to an item we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves. You're right. The dirt does look similar. But so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly are these gray flecks of yours? I believe the gray flecks are plastic concrete paint. Oh, concrete, because the concrete bags. Surely they're flecks of concrete.
Oh, like all the broken up, like beep beep, like all the little broken up bits around the footprints, you mean?
Exactly. And who did the gloves on which we found
similar dirt and gray flecks belong to? Chairman Winter. We found them in his garage. That's right. We visited the garage at his home earlier today. We found a pair of mechanic's gloves covered in dirt. And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel too. Why would a pair of mechanic's gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why. Because somebody wore them while they used that hammer and shovel. They smashed through the concrete. They smashed the concrete to the dirt below, staining the gloves with both substances. Wait, so what you're saying? Yes. That we finally know what these footprints really are. It seems highly likely that they were dug up by Chairman Winter. Interesting. Highly likely. If that's so. Why the heck did he make them? What purpose could they possibly serve? That's a great question. Why don't we ask him? I'm sure he'll tell us graciously. Digging something up or burying something? Probably. Well, he didn't. If he was burying something, he didn't do a good job. He was definitely probably looking for something. I think he must have been digging something up. I imagine events unfolded something. Bleh. I imagine events unfolded. Oh my gosh. I imagine events unfolded somewhat like this. There was something on this lot that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut the chain on the side entrance and gained access from there. He then used the sledgehammer and shovel to dig up 3 footprints. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. Cool animation. When he found what he was looking for, he bagged it up and filled in all the holes. But then Sean must have showed up, right? I think he did, yes. Chairman Winter would have had to find a hiding place, and the Torosaurus suit provided just that. You got all that from a pair of dirty gloves. I know, I'm surprised too. I didn't think any of that. It's good, but it's all just speculation. That's fair. You have speculation too, though. You can't call speculation when you are also doing speculation. Like, you're doing hardcore speculation. So you can't come for me. We don't have any proof that he was inside that suit. And where's your proof the body was inside the suit? Checkmate. Shilong Lang. He could have dug those holes and gotten out of here before the kid even showed up. Okay. Then why was the dirt in the suit? What do you want from me? What do you want from me, Shilong Lang? But he didn't. And there's proof of that right there in the footage. It shows that Chairman Winter was still present when this recording was made. What? It's a shame that Agent Lang didn't notice it himself. But if we compare the situation as we see it now to the situation as it appears on Sean's rehearsal tape... Oh, it's the duffel bag. I like eggs. Egg. And compare that in turn to what we saw in Chairman Winter's garage. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the duffel bag. It soon becomes clear that the chairman was present. How did he I didn't even... See, I wasn't paying attention to anything else in this scene.
There was a more obvious thing for the eyes to be looking at here. Didn't even notice there was a duffel bag. Finally got another stream after months. Happy to have you here. It soon becomes clear that the chairman was present. They're really honing it in. I got it. It's the duffel bag. Part of this image shows us that Chairman Winter was still here. I got it. I got it.
Take that.
I was captured by a bunch of gnomes, so I made them extinct. Look at the bag next to the Torosaurus suit. We saw the same bag in Chairman Winter's garage. The same bag, the dirt on the gloves. That has to indicate a connection, surely. Perchance. Celsius Winter wore these when digging the monster footprints. I think that pretty much seals it. It was Excelsius Winter in the suit. If he was in there, the president's body can't have been... Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. Obviously, he could fit in there with the body. Ugh. Good. It seems I convinced Agent Lang of the flaws in his theory. Yeah, his theory was dumb. I love Shilong Lang, but his theory was dumb. Somebody get to Chairman Winter's house right away. We need to know what's in that bag. Watch. They're gonna get there and the bag's gone. Every time. Yes, sir. Oh, or we're just gonna be stopped. By Lotta? Y'all done lost your minds? I can't believe what I'm hearing here. What is this hog's will? This is all we need. Them right there's Torosaurus footprints, dang it. Okay, Lotta. Ain't no holes dug by no old guy. I think I've demonstrated more than adequately that that's exactly what they are. Don't matter to me none what you just done did. I don't believe it and that's that. I done told y'all, I seen that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes. How many more games are left? After this one, it's just the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is 2 games. And that's it. And also Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, so I guess 3. Don't know if I'm gonna play that one, because that one's a bit hard to play. Given that it's only on the 3DS. But I'll try. Well, after this we can finally get the Minecraft roleplay series. No, not again. Don't make me go back to my roots. The giant eye peering in at the window. I thought we'd gotten past that nonsense. I actually forgot about that. We ain't about to let that go. What kind of journalists would we be if we did, huh? Thought your roots were gender bent in Hamilton. No. Nope. It's actually not. Goes back way farther than that. Responsible ones, but I guess that's the whole problem. Wait. Ain't like it was just about the footprints no-how. You were seen fraternizing with one of them there monsters, ain't that correct, young man? By the young lady over there, if I'm not very much mistaken. We're never gonna get anywhere with these 2 around. Why are they here? Why are they allowed here? They don't provide any helpful. Maybe if we could prove to them that wasn't a monster either, they might finally drop it. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Any bright ideas? Kick them out! They don't need to be here. Where did she come from? I don't know.
Smash.
Scared me. Thank you for the hydrate. I was like, why is Markiplier whispering smash in my ears? It scared me. Especially since the music went silent. Prove that it wasn't a monster? Fine. I don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we can do. What are you 2 whispering about? Y'all are hiding something, ain't ya? Admit it. Quick, Tabby, roll tape! Could I politely ask that you both calm down? The monster the boy was seen talking to. We know what it was now. Huh? That's right. Sean's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery. Oh, it did? Why did she swap places with Tabby? The point at which Miss Nichols thought she saw Sean was Gordy. That would have been right when he was making his rehearsal tape. Oh, it's the camera. It's the, like, the stick thing they got for the camera. I think she mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. Your so-called monster is right here in this picture. Do we really have to point it out? What is this, a children's game?
Do you see the giant monster? Huh? I don't see no Gordy. That ain't nothing but a dumb snapshot.
It's right, I see it. You're talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography. What was Miss Nichols' Gordy, really? That's right. Yeah, it's the freaking camera. I was recording him. Are we done proving that monsters aren't real? Like, we've done that 100 times. Which, I don't know why it's such, like, a big thing for, like, people like Edgeworth and stuff. When there is, you know, spirit mediums, like, those are real. And also magical superpower rocks. And also superpower vision people in later games. And superpower hearing people. Monsters aren't the biggest stretch. But, you know. That's right. It was a camera crane. That is what Miss Nichols saw, not Gordy. What? Why do we have to prove Gordy? We shouldn't have to be doing this. They're really trying to pad out some time here. They're like, damn, they're gonna find out who the killer is way too fast. We gotta pad out some time with some roadblocks. Let's put Lotta back and bring back Gordy for some reason. Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that would only have been possible if the camera in question was attached to a crane.
Bull! How the heck would she make a mistake like that, huh?
How indeed, Miss Nichols? How indeed, Miss Nichols?
Yes?
You told us that you think you might need new glasses, didn't you?
Yeah, my eyesight got way worse all of a sudden.
There, boom, done. Easy mistake. I've done that 100 times. I'm, like, very blind without my glasses. I've mistaken, like, so many things for creatures. And I imagined that when you thought you saw Gordy, he was quite heavily shrouded in darkness.
That's right. I only really saw a silhouette. But you done told us. Skin like an enormous worm, you said. Y'all about to try and tell us your precious crane up and grew skin somehow? Ain't no flesh on them there metal bones, let alone skin.
You're entirely correct, of course. About the crane as it was in this particular picture, anyway. But it did have a skin of sort last night.
I knew you were a scoop hater, but this is plumb crazy. You want Tabby and me to starve, is that it?
You could talk about other things, like, you know, the murder. That wasn't my intent at all. But I do think it's time. I finally put both of them out of their misery. Gordy's skin is right here in front of us. Oh, the blanket tarp thing. It wasn't skin at all. It was this. This is a lot of... This is very, like, fetch questy for this game. We shouldn't need to be doing all this. Miss Nichols told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. That never happened in the end. Is all this gonna become relevant? Like, us finding out that the crane camera was covered going to help at all in solving the murder? Is any of this gonna come of use, or is it just to get Lotta off her back some pad out time? That never happened in the end. But I think Sean may have covered the crane with rainproof sheeting nonetheless. And that, my intrepid young reporters, is what Miss Nichols mistook for Gordy's skin.
What?
Aw, heck. Well, Sean, am I mistaken?
You see everything, don't you? Gotta say, you're pretty amazing.
Aw, that was the nicest thing you've ever said, child. I'm sorry, Miss Hart, but Miss Nichols's monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light. And just like that, the dream dies. Again. Chief. I think that might have finally shut them up. I thought the kid was holding out on us. But it seems I could have maybe been a little wrong, maybe? Alright. We know what the so-called monster was now. Everybody happy. Everybody except these two. Agent Lang! The President's autopsy report is out, sir. It is. Let me see it. Oh my gosh, finally. Death was due to full body contusions and bone breakages caused by extreme pressure from above. AKA, he was crushed to death. So we have our cause of death. He was crushed. Not pushed! Just as we thought. Cause of death, crushing. Man, that is crushing. April 5th, approximately 11 p.m. Test results still haven't come back from the yellow substance found on his chest. But they did find gunshot residue on his right hand. That's interesting. That's new. Gumshot residue? Guess he was a kid at heart, huh? Gunshot residue K. It's a substance left behind when a firearm is discharged. So did he shoot the gun? Its presence indicates that the president may have used the gun. Okay, yeah. Really? But we didn't find a gun anywhere, did we? Indeed not. Which makes the residue something of a riddle. We'll need to read that report carefully. Okay, do we have it? Dejan Wang, age 58, gunshot residue detected on right hand. Flecks of yellow substance found stuck on clothing still undergoing analysis. Time of death, April 5th at approximately 11 p.m. Cause of death. Death was due to full body contusions from bone breakages caused by extreme pressure from above. Okay. There's not really much else in the report. Well, Agent Lang, that clears one thing up at least. The president didn't die from a fall, which means he was pushed from the roof of the big building. He was crushed by the falling Torosaurus head, just as we said he was. Guess I have to accept that now. Fine. You were right. Amazing. So does that mean that Judge Gavelle isn't a suspect anymore either? Surely it must. Both the cause and time of death rule her out. Yeah. She met with the president the night before last. But the autopsy report puts the time of death at around 11 p.m. last night. And we know that the Torosaurus head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly. He's gonna go, yeah, but she could have showed up when her son was here and pushed it anyway. Phew, what a relief. Not so fast. Yep. Sorry. It might be a little too soon to celebrate. Or instead of, like, doing this thing of trying to push it all onto this one clearly not guilty suspect, we could go look for other things, like motive. Like, who else would want the president dead? Let's look into who he was around. Aside from Judge Gavelle, let's look into other people first. What? Sure. I think we can accept the fact that the falling head must have been what killed the president. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall. Or who. Oh my god. We know what happened late last night, so we have to think about who was here at that time. You know who's crazy? What's crazy and who's obviously more suspicious? Eustace. Not Eustace. Sorry, Eustace. Excelsius Winner. Who was here? Who has motive, probably? Who was, like, hiding in a suit? Clearly suspicious. Who was digging stuff up? Who's got way more motive here? To be honest, it probably wasn't him. It'd be lame if it was him. I'm like, come on. We just got him for other stuff. But he's got way more motive than Judge Gravel. The only reason that Shilong Lang is not suspecting him is because there's no way in hell Edgeworth would defend him. No way. You wouldn't do it. We know it happened late last night, so we have to think about who was here at that time. What are you getting at exactly? You can't mean... I'm afraid I do. You did it, didn't you, Sean? Yep. Sean. Don't sweat, you make yourself look suspicious. It wasn't Sean! The kid's hiding something. He was right here last night, right where the body was found. He saw the footprints. And yet he wants us to believe he knows nothing about what happened. That's a big ask, surely. We haven't yet established that the footprints had anything to do with the murder. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved. Maybe not, but his face tells me different. Be crazy if he was involved. That'd be an insane twist. As does the fact that he's shaken like a leaf. It does seem like Agent Lang might be onto something, but I don't think Sean's going to talk. Fine. Keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why don't we let your tape do the talking? What exactly are you planning, Agent Lang? The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days. You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted? It's not ideal, but if the boy won't talk, we don't have any other way of getting to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, you have access to exactly such a device, do you not? Sure I do, pal. Oh, Gumshoe, stay predictable. Sure do. Lil V. Good. Then that should make this nice and quick. Mr. Edgeworth, might I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question? Why me? I fear that Agent Lang might be inclined to believe the worst. Image analysis isn't exactly my specialty, but alright. Are there new clues to be discovered somewhere in the image data, I wonder? Oh, that's right, you can zoom in. Oh! Oh! First try? What the?
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let me see.
What is it? What's the matter? Show me. Mr. Edgeworth, the court asked that you share your findings. It's your son killing the president. Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely. There's a person there. It's the president.
Oh my. What? You're kidding, right?
Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, wouldn't you? This doesn't look good for Sean at all. Wait, this doesn't prove anything. I didn't know he was there. I don't believe you. And the image does in fact prove something very important. That you and the president were here at the scene of the crime together. Admit it, kid. You murdered President Wang.
No, that's ridiculous. Why would he? Sean, you didn't. You can't have, can you?
There was another person here! Did we forget? We've already established a third person on the scene. Why don't we go talk to him?
What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to push back against footage like that.
Surely even you can't deny that this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor. He claimed he knew nothing about what happened. But the president is right there with him. Sean, why are you not telling us? We have to know.
He's right, Sean. Be honest, now. It is the only way. The truth is, it was all my fault. Don't say that. Sean, what did you do?
It was my fault. The Torosaurus head fell off of the trailer. Sean. What happened while I was rehearsing? I went up on the roof of the trailer to prep the kit I was using, and I turned on the heater while I was there. I must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. When my mom called, and I left the set to go talk to her. When I came back after the call, the Torosaurus head had fallen from the roof, and the president was just there, lying next to it. Okay, so he didn't push it.
No.
Did we find evidence of a fire having broken out up on the roof? We did find evidence. It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself.
So we're saying the president died because of Sean?
Then it would be an accident. If he did, that would make this whole thing just an accident. Exactly, yeah. What did you do with the head after you found it on the ground? Like, there was no intent. There was no confrontation. It was just wrong place, wrong time. If this is true. And it's like, it's not his fault. I took it apart, carried the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together again. You're saying you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from? In other words, you tried to cover your tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid. He's 13. He is 13 years old. He is a child. He's the same age as my sister. It's not like I did any of this on purpose. I really did just forget to turn the heater off. Yeah, so when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed, and the head
Would have fallen down onto the ground below. You're right. The fire caused the head to fall.
Indeed. And I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them. And you swear it was just an accident. Seems a little convenient. What was the president even doing there in the first place? And how would Sean get the president there? How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear. I still don't believe you. Why would President Wayne come to a place like this in the middle of the night? His reasons for coming here are something of a mystery, it's true. But it's not on Sean to prove that. He met Judge Gavelop on the roof 2 nights ago. But he was also here on the movie set last night. Did he come to meet Sean? I think we'll need to go over the boy's statement very carefully indeed. I went up on the roof of the trailer to prep the kit. Must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. Let's talk about this. You're a fit and hearty young man, Sean. It's spring now. Surely you didn't really need to fire up that stove. What the? He is a fit and hearty young man who needs to look after himself. That's not what I was trying to question there. Edgeworth went off the rails with that one. really, Your Honor, but if he resorts to such measures, even during warm winter, Gavel hit him. Seriously? You two are going to argue over something like that right now? He's right, of course. You've made your point, Sean, but I've told you before to watch how you talk to people. I think he was criticizing you as much as he was me, Your Honor. Yes, Mom. Anyway, where was I? Must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. Then my mom called me. I left the set to go talk to her. When I came back after the call, the Torosaurus head had fallen from the roof, and the president was just there lying next to it.
Hold it.
Did you notice anything unusual about the body? I don't know. It was dark. He suddenly seems even more reticent than usual. I don't think he wants to go back over that memory any more than he has to, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah. I'm sure he doesn't. But is that really all it is? Should I push him a little more on this? Yeah! It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless. He's hiding something. I better find out what. Most people would cry out for help if they saw somebody lying on the ground. And yet you didn't. Yeah, because what was the point? He was dead. So you said. What I'm interested in is how you were able to be so sure. Were we certain that he was dead? He was lying on the ground and that huge head was right next to him. Didn't take much to figure out what must have happened.
Objection.
You couldn't have guessed that the impact would have killed him? How'd you really know? Did it also bounce off of him? Like, why was he not directly under it? I'll tell you how. Because you checked. Fine, I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went up to the body and I looked. And he wasn't breathing. So I was right. Why try to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Could you tell me how the body looked at that point? I couldn't tell if he was dead at first. There was no blood or anything, so it was hard to be sure. Nothing on his clothes either. He was completely clean. That's not... He's got yellow stuff on him now. But yeah, he wasn't breathing. That's how I knew he was dead. Thank you. I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony if you don't mind. Didn't know he was dead at first. There was no blood and nothing on his clothes either. That's a lie. He has stuff on his clothes. Did you spill something on him? Nothing on his clothes? Nothing at all? Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that? There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten. What are you talking about? There isn't. It's not true. Unluckily for you, we remember it rather well. I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. You've studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. An absence I find suspicious, to say the least. I hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation.
Overruled.
Judge Gavel? Allow me to explain. But the yellow residue on the president's chest. I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion lilies, to be precise. Huh. Lion lilies. 2 nights ago, when I met the president on the roof of the big building, I presented him with a bouquet. They're a type of lily with a large yellow petal. I imagine that the substance on President Wang's chest was pollen from those flowers.
Huh? But they're not there in the printout from the security camera.
Only because the president is in the way. But why give him flowers? That is not something I'm at liberty to divulge. What? More secrets? Are you serious? First you wouldn't tell us why you met with him, and now you can't even tell us about the flowers. I mean, at this point, when your son's being accused of murder, you think that's be like, okay. I'll give up the information. She was willing to, like, let, like, a murderer loose for her son. Like, come on. My sincerest apologies, but all I can tell you is that I gave him the bouquet. A bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered. How do you explain that? I cannot. Seriously, Your Honor. Some things you won't explain, the rest you can't. Come on, you gotta give us something here. You wouldn't let this fly in the courtroom. What makes you think we'll accept it? Hey, you leave her alone. Sean, I threw the flowers away, okay? You did. So they were there when you first found the body? Yeah. They were right there in his chest. And they were squashed completely flat.
Oh? I guess that makes sense, right? They would have gotten crushed along with the president.
And the pollen would have been smeared across this jacket front. That does explain things rather neatly. But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it?
That's obstructing a crime scene.
No reason. I think there's a reason. He's almost as evasive as his mother.
More secrets? They're quite a pair.
There is no secret. I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet.
Huh?
You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you?
Oh, I get it. When you saw the flowers on the president's body, you remembered seeing your mom with them.
And felt the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion. Ah.
No, you've got it all wrong.
Oh. That's his least convincing lie yet. The bouquet of lion lilies given to President Wang by Jet Gavel, recovered from on top of his body by Sean. Okay. I imagine the pollen got updated. I often decorate our home with lion lilies. I imagine that's why he remembered. So the flowers his mother was carrying showed up on the president's body. And because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse. Well, that ties everything up nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my tastes.
Why? What's wrong with nice?
I guess you forgot, huh? The kid also told us that he was responsible for the head falling in the first place.
Yeah, he did, but...
So he's still our only suspect. The finger of suspicion still seems to be pointing firmly in Sean's direction. However, wait. I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy. Thank you! What? Who? I don't know. Take a guess. It could be anyone. The person who was holding Sean captive until only a short while ago. That's right. We had to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor. A refrigeration with a unit in a depot? Yeah. Lucky it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen into a popsicle otherwise. Damn. He was doing his best to call out for help, which is how we found him.
The sedatives had worn off by then, so he was wide awake and plenty loud.
Sedatives? Isn't that what you were given too?
Yep. We found the bottle on the floor of the unit. It was even the same brand. 3 Z's. Apparently it's super strong.
So they were kidnapped by the same person. Probably. Well, Agent Lang, surely that suggests that Sean is a victim, not a suspect. Somebody else was responsible, and I think they've been behind all of this. Oh yeah. And this secret mastermind of yours was here last night, too. That I can't yet say. It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Sadly, we just don't have anything to tie our mysterious kidnapper to the murder of the president. So is there anybody else? Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder? No! No, I don't think there is. I don't think anyone else was there. I am glaring at my screen right now. Of course. So I was right. The kid is still our only suspect.
Objection!
Not quite. I could think of another. What? Somebody who we just recently proved was right there on the movie set last night. Chairman Winter. You think he killed President Wang? I don't know. The proven murderer? Maybe. Perchance. Why not? We've proven that he was present. And if he was here, he's as viable a suspect as anybody else. What did you say? Winner. Could he really have... It's certainly another possibility to consider. Exactly. It's at the very least, a possibility. 12 years ago, he was. 12 years ago again. That number again. Look, a lot happened, okay? This is all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends, our family being the ones who kept him safe. Lang? Like the Lang from 12 years ago? Yep. Good to see that you're finally about to pay for your crimes. Even if it did take a while for you to get what was coming to you. Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? It's nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with this case! I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case. And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead. Show me some proof what happened 12 years ago has anything to do with this. Proof? If you can't prove it, this conversation's over. Does any of the evidence we've collected show a link between recent events and those of 12 years ago? It's been a 12-year hiatus. Alright, darling, this is some sort of connection between Knight and Ace. As you know, we've been trying to find out Ace's plans, correspondence, chess games with. Fully night in my office through girling tomorrow. So do your bit, retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago.
Take that!
This is a report about Bronco Knight. It was sent to Chairman Winter by Warden LaGuard. This last part in particular should be of interest to you. Retrieved the package we laid to rest 12 years ago, in front of the planter. And that's not all. Take a look at this. This letter was sent to Rosie Ringer, the victim of a murder that happened the night before last. They're looking at revenge for what happened 12 years ago. I forgot about that! Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that that's what that letter said. We don't know who sent it. What happened 12 years? Oh, I'm so excited. It's like DL6. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. What? But... something strange is going on, Agent Lang. Miss Ringer was murdered the night before last, and President Wang not long afterward. There's a connection between the two murders. There has to be. And I believe we could trace that connection to events 12 years in the past. Am I wrong? These are old wounds you're opening here. Insults to my family name. Please, Agent Lang, we need to know.
Who now? Who on earth was that? Shifu!
The Men in Black.
Huh? What are you all doing here? We came to find you, sir. We heard you were looking into the incident from 12 years ago. Heard it through the grapevine. Idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Go back to your duties right now. We can't do that, sir. What? You're disobeying a direct order? Please, sir, I'm begging you. We all are. You have to reopen the investigation into the SS5 incident. Oh! We know you can't let it go until you figured out what happened, and we can't either. I am so curious. I'm very intrigued. Well, Agent Lang, it seems your former underlings want the events of the past explained too. You think it's that easy? That you could solve the case just like that? I think we can. Together. Aw, together! Well, alright then. Offer accepted. Yeah, Shifu! 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 Let's go, Shifu!
Nice. Then I guess it's my turn to step up.
I'm sorry, Kay?
You're looking into a case from the past, right? I just happen to have something that'll help with that.
Ah, you mean Mr. Thief.
Lil Thief. Sure do. You can give me the details of the incident. I can rustle up a little simulation for you.
Sadly, we don't have the files relating to the case.
Huh? How come?
Access to those files is restricted. They're top secret. Really? Why? Beats me. Somebody must have something to hide. Even I've never seen them. Everything I know I read in newspaper articles from the time. That's fine. Just tell us what you can. Alright. The SS5 incident happened on a winter's day 12 years ago. February 10th to be precise.
How old are you?
27. 15? Is that correct? He was a teenager. And I think Verity was like 12. So yeah, she's about 13, 14. No. It's 26 minus 12. 14? And you're not relevant to that. Sean was 1. Who else would be connected? He was like... He's probably not... Might not be connected. He might be, actually. Let's see. He was 2? 3? 4? 5? 5. She was, yeah, she was an adult. Yeah, he was an adult. He was old. Interesting. Happened on a winter's day. It's always winter! Merry Christmas. Happened on a winter's day 12 years ago. February 10th, to be precise. Your police received a call directly from the kidnapper. I've got the president of Zhang Fa. So he was kidnapped? Yeah. SS5 is the official designation of the president's kidnapping case. The kidnapper wanted $100 million. $100
million? How much money even is that?
More than you can imagine, it seems. It's a lot. The last person to see the president that night was my father. They were together at the embassy of Zhang Fa until midnight on the 10th. Nobody knows what happened with the president after that until he was kidnapped. No one else was in the room where it happened. Our government did everything they could to scrape together the money. They were desperate to save him. And in the end, they succeeded. The money was handed over and the president came home safely. So President Wang was head honcho even back then? Wow, go Mr. President.
The length of time he stayed in power isn't even close to the most impressive thing about him. Agent Lang was clearly very fond of President Wang. I assume the kidnapping was thoroughly investigated. It was, but the investigation was top secret, as was the trial. So if it was just the kidnapping, what connects all these other people to it? It's because it seems like everyone has a connection to it. The trial? So a suspect was arrested? Yeah. None other than our friend Fifi LaGuard. Okay. What? Is that why you visited the prison? It is. I was put on what you might call extended leave from Interpol. So I thought I'd use the time to look into what happened 12 years back. And I wanted to see who I was dealing with.
She was found not guilty then, wasn't she?
Yeah. My father was in charge of the president's security at the time. But they held him responsible for the kidnapping and stripped him of his duties as presidential bodyguard. He stayed on the force, though, and he worked the case alone, until eventually he found a suspect. LaGuard. And if he thought she did it, there's no way she was innocent. But they declared her not guilty, and the case went cold. My father couldn't take it. He was broken mentally and physically. Finally, he quit the force altogether. So we had solid grounds to suspect Warden LaGuard. He must have had evidence. He wouldn't have charged her otherwise. I don't know, seeing as how you're acting. Could have been anyone. But I've never been able to see the materials from the case. I'm sorry. But that's all I know. Or what if the president kidnapped himself? I mean, that's not beneath him. He would totally do that. He tried to fake his assassination.
What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? This is useful information, but I don't think it's enough for Little Thief to recreate the scene.
Is there really nothing we can do? Oh. You look like you could use a hand. Oh my gosh, we're having a full party! Who is it? Who's it gonna be? Who's this now? Eddie and Franziska! Oh my gosh, we're just getting everyone here into this little lot. Franziska.
And Mr. Fender!
We finally wrapped things up over at the courthouse, so we thought we'd see what you kids were up to. Here. What's this? It says SS5 Incident Investigation Report. Wow, how convenient. 12-year-old incident in which President Wang was kidnapped and the sole witness was murdered. Oh, when Fifi LaGuard mentioned an incident from 12 years ago earlier, couldn't help but wonder. So I decided to look into it, and this is what Interpol provided. Nice work, Franziska. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. You're no longer a prosecutor. I didn't do this for you. I did it so that a colleague could solve his father's final case. Aww. Aww. That's cute. Aww. Oh, I'm gonna cry. That's really sweet. I owe you, sis. But everything related to the SS5 incident was supposed to be top secret. Yes, but that classification was applied by the prosecutor in charge of the case. Excelsius Winner. Ah. He was the prosecutor in charge? Was Rosie the attorney? Because I know she was a defense attorney. No, yes. Yeah, no? Yes. Yes, she was the defense attorney. No. Yes. Yes. Him again. Don't worry. Occurred on February 10th, 12 years ago. President Zhang Fa was kidnapped and ransomed for $100 million. President's presence at embassy until midnight, confirmed by Danlong Lang. Prosecutor in charge, Excelsius Winner, suspect Fifi LaGuard. Due to the outcome of this morning's case, he's been stripped of his authority. An outcome that was in no small part thanks to the efforts of his own son. Hell yeah! Use this. So in defeating his father, he made the old case file available to us. Sounds like we owe him. Prosecutor Eustace Venner is busy wrapping things up after the conclusion of the Laguard trial. But he asked me to give you a message. Leave Dad and Laguard to me. You focus on your case over there. He's even starting to sound like a prosecutor. Aw, he's growing up. My sweet boy.
Indeed he is.
All right. Now that we have this case file, I can recreate the scene, no problem.
Excellent. Let's get started. According to the file, the incident occurred exactly where the plaza is now. Crazy! And he was digging stuff up. Crazy!
Then what are we waiting for? With me, everybody.
Oh, the plaza. I thought they meant the set. Still nearby. Still. April 6th, 3:25 p.m. Big Building Plaza. We got a whole party! Alright, Kate, if you could set Mr. Thief in motion.
Sure. Looks like there's more than enough here to work with. Where do you want to start?
Good question. Let's see. It seems there was an eyewitness. A freelance journalist by the name of Alf Aldown. Alf Aldown. I fell down. Oh my god. I got it. Did he fall down? Was he pushed? Alf fell down. That's dumb. I love it. But apparently, he was killed by the culprit for witnessing the kidnapping. So this is where he saw it all happen, huh?
Here? As in the big building?
No, construction of the big building only began a year ago. Before that, it had been a piece of abandoned property. And before that... now we're getting to the stuff I know. 12 years ago, this place would have been... What's our guesses? What was it? That's not where I was expecting that to go. The Happy Family Home. Happy Family Home. Like for retired people? It was like children. No, it was a place for children without parents. An orphanage. An orphanage, in other words. There's a lot of people that were children around this case. Like a lot. Like she was a child, he was a baby. He was a baby, but he had parents. And he was a child. She was a child if she did it. I don't think she did it. Regina's an orphan, but she only became an orphan recently. And she also wasn't at the, she became an orphan at the not here. No. Yeah, he would have been. Probably not them. He's deceased. An orphanage, in other words. A lot of people who are kids, so any of them could have been here. Could bury a body in that beard. The president was kidnapped from an orphanage. Yeah. And the place was run by Fifi Laguard. Oh, interesting. The dead guy did it. Yeah, he did it. I believe that. His name is literally I fell down. Al fell down. Like, he did it. She called it her happy little home. I guess that makes I see. Then she kind of did the same with the prison. Like, that's what she was doing with that. As the proprietor of the institution, I suppose it's understandable that she came under suspicion. I bet we're gonna find out that she didn't do that. President Wang, Excelsius winner, and Warden Laguard. Surely the SS5 incident must be related to our current case. I think so. Kay, could you enter the data relating to the murder of Mr. Alfeldown? Or Aldown? It seems sensible to assume that he was killed by whoever kidnapped the president.
So if we solved the murder, we solved the kidnapping. Nice.
Alright, we're counting on you. Man, I love solving dead cases from 12 years ago. It's my favorite thing to do. With the whole gang. Okay. Nope. Let's go in the orphanage. Nope. What the heck is this? When did I grow up? When did I grow to become so blasé towards people's reactions to Mr. Thief? What we're seeing here is the front yard of the orphanage as it was 12 years ago. At least as far as the police reports describe it.
Yeah, this is how it looked when they started investigating at 7 a.m.
The morning after the murder. Now imagine that they had this technology when we were trying to solve like DL6 and stuff. Imagine having to be Miles sitting there, reliving, watching the elevator. And it seems it had been snowing. Yeah, from what I heard, the footprints wound up being pretty important evidence. The snow fell in the daytime the previous day. In other words, before the incident occurred. Meaning that none of the relevant footprints would have been obscured by new snow. I think we'll need to pay these footprints some special attention. If only we could analyze them. Okay, orphanage. So, it looks like it's one set of footprints this way. And then... like, we got long steps here, like boom, boom, boom. And then we either got like either two people walking here, or like somebody was taking like little baby steps. Like, whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, let's look at the body. Oh, fell down. His name's so stupid. The man who witnessed the president's kidnapping. But what exactly did he see?
I based this part of the recreation on one of the crime scene photos.
It seems he suffered a blow to the back of the head.
Yeah, from that brick right there. They figured it must have been taken from here in the yard.
It looks like the blood flowed from the head wound and spread all over the surrounding area. He had a camera. It was a lot of heart. She did it.
Here, a gift for you. This is Mr. Aldown's autopsy report. Thanks.
The victim was struck on the head and died around 1 a.m. on February 10th. I'm gonna scour the scene. Yep. It was a cell phone.
Oh, there's a flower! That's the... was it Tiger Lily?
The cell phone must have belonged to the victim.
You're right. Yeah, it says here in the file that Mr. Aldown made a call while he was watching the kidnapping.
A call? To whom?
His
girlfriend. Seems he called her when he saw that the president was there. But she didn't pick up, so he left a message.
That's in here too, if you want to hear it.
Please. Hey, he was dating Rosie! Oh my god, it's all connected! Oh, get your revenge for what happened 12 years ago! Her boyfriend was murdered! Okay, this case is kind of ramping up. I'm curious where it's going. This is really good. Hey Rosie, it's me. I guess you're asleep already. Anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird's going on. Why are you at the orphanage? President Wang is here for some reason. And there's another... Damn it! The light's out, so I can't quite see, but... it looks like he was being... kidnapped? Anyway, probably nothing, so I should let you know... What were those sounds at the end? Obviously it was him being murdered! He must have been attacked while he was still on the phone. Agent Lang, can I ask you something? Mr. Aldown's girlfriend. What was her name? Ringer. Rosie Ringer. At least that's what I heard. The victim? From... earlier? Just as I thought.
Wait, you mean...
her revenge for what happened 12 years ago? I'd be saying it! All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. Oh, I forgot about that!
And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winter, she made her appearance at the auction. Because he was the prosecutor.
So she really was out for revenge on Chairman Winter, wasn't she?
Perhaps it was for his suppression of the kidnapping. Or perhaps it was because she thought he was one of the kidnappers.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. I'm gonna break. This is the brick used in the murder.
There's stuff made of bricks all around the yard here. They probably took it from somewhere nearby, huh?
So the victim was carrying a camera. Did he get any pictures?
Oh yeah, according to the file, they recovered a picture. Yeah, here we are.
Okay, so there's like... The snowman's eye got clawed out. Merry Christmas. So I swapped my PC. That guy mega did. Yeah.
It's the president, right?
And somebody's pointing a gun at him. Like, if I was witnessing this, I wouldn't say, I think he's being kidnapped. I would say, I think he's about to be murdered.
So the person in the trench coat is the kidnapper?
Yes, I imagine they were trying to conceal their identity. But if Agent Lang's father's theory was correct, the person wearing that trench coat is Warden LaGuard. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be somebody else.
How come they only found the one picture?
He probably wasn't able to take any more before he was attacked. There's the president being kidnapped, only one picture was taken. But if he was taking that picture, how did he get attacked? He must have been attacked by, he must have been killed by somebody else that wasn't the kidnapper. Because it looked like he was hit from behind. And it seemed like that picture when they were in front of him.
Somebody's dropped a yellow flower here. I think this one symbolizes, the desire to steal treasures. It's a tiger lily, I bet! From our bouquet! That's what it's called, right? Tiger lilies?
Lion lilies. Sorry, my bad. Okay, you can't just make these things up. What we can say is that it looks to be different from all the other flowers in the planter.
Huh, so what's it doing here?
What indeed? We should examine the planters, too.
I must be right. Somebody must have stolen it. It's a stolen treasure.
Nice one, wrong feline. Ironic, really. Okay.
I think this one might actually symbolize the growing power, the growing anger of a former prosecutor.
Okay. And the body. Fell down. Freelance journalist. Killed after witnessing the kidnapping of President Wang.
Even in the recreation, it's pretty gruesome, huh?
It's even worse than the actual crime scene photos. It's a lot of blood. It is a lot of blood. It seems mostly to have come from the back of his head. As you can see, that area is completely caked.
Yeah, the autopsy report says that that's where he was hit with the brick.
Indeed. I imagine his attacker must have snuck up on him from behind. It looks as if he's clutching something in his right hand.
Oh yeah, they mentioned it in the file somewhere. Let's see. According to this, it was a button from the snowman.
A button? Torn from the attacker's clothing, perhaps?
No, it was from the snowman. We got that already. I saw the picture. I pointed that out.
Found clutched in Alden's right hand. The blood is his. Okay, is that everything in this area? Yep. Wait, was that? Oh, no, there isn't. I thought I saw like a little. Footprints were a key part of this case. There was information about the shoes in the file, correct?
Yeah, let's see. There's size 12. Feet were clean, no corns, no athlete's foot. Beige socks, thermal underwear is the same color. He dressed old guy style. Brighter socks would have really made that outfit pop. Why not live a little? And that's it for the fashion rundown. Shout out to whoever left these amazingly helpful comments.
Thanks, Kay. They're really helpful. Here I thought it was going to be a plain old investigation report. Alright. Okay, so it wasn't helpful. Alright. The footprints. Oh! Whew. These footprints go toward the body and come back.
According to the case file, they're thought to be the killers. Oh yeah, there's the snowman. So, they're about a size 9. Pretty average, in other words. It seems the police weren't able to track down who the murderer was from them, though. There's a snowman.
This looks like a snowman, but it's mostly melted.
Well, it's no wonder he's all slushy. He's wearing a hat and a scarf. He must be all roasty toasty. Aw, and look at his cute little button eye just lying there.
He probably would have frozen back up again at dawn, you know. That's when it's usually coldest.
I don't think that would have helped much, Mr. Edgeworth. If a melted snowman froze again, and when it turned back into a snowman, it would turn into an iceman.
What? That is what I bet you wanted to say, isn't it? Well, too bad. Okay. It's weird dialogue. Hey Eddie, how's it going? Iceman. Like Top Gun. It's a porch swing with an elephant's face on it. And behind it is what appears to be a motor.
You know what every dedicated swing fiend always wonders, don't you? If they can swing all the way over the top and back again. Maybe a motorized swing can finally make that dream come true.
I've never watched Top Gun. Me neither. Wouldn't that be a little dangerous?
And what dream isn't, huh? Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
True, but hardly applicable in this case. Okay. Can I help you, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, you appeared like this, which means you have dialogue to say. So yes, you can help me. Sean Fan, tell me about your boy. I cannot thank you all enough for returning Sean safely to me. I want to know how you're his mother. I'm very concerned and confused. I can hardly bear to imagine how I would have felt if he had not come home. Hey, old guy, can't you see you're upsetting her? That was not my intent at all.
Look at our little knight in shining armor, defending his mom's honor.
Shut up! I wouldn't have to if you didn't keep...
That's enough, Sean. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll allow me. I would like to apologize again. I failed in my duty as a servant of justice. I will not ask you to forgive me. I only ask you to understand that I...
Judge Gavelle, I don't presume to know that God is a justice as well as you do. That's canon Chris Deltarone. It's true, facts. But she was a mother, was she not? Of other gods and goddesses?
She was.
Fair judgment requires personal circumstances to be taken into account. I'm sure she would understand. Perhaps your beloved goddess is more merciful than you give her credit for. Aw. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. He's being very nice since he lost his badge. What are they even talking about?
Don't worry, Sean. I don't have a clue either.
So things are finally settling down after Warden LaGuarde's trial.
It would seem so.
Sentencing is still to come, but the guilty verdict should stand.
And do not worry.
Excelsius Winter's connection to the case will be thoroughly investigated. Have faith, Mr. Edgeworth. Eustace is a changed man.
Aww.
Indeed. He simply had some growing to do. But then don't we all? Kay included.
Huh, kind of feel for him now. I said some pretty mean things, but I'll make it up to it next time I get the chance. Aw, we're all growing up.
And I am sure that chance will come. But for now, indeed, we need to focus on the case at hand. Yeah, let's stop being sappy. There are burn marks on this pillar here. He's gonna die! No!
The report says there was a fire sometime on the evening of the incident.
Lots of fires. A fire?
Let's see, where was it again? Oh,
Yeah! A normal sentence. Yeah, one of the orphans set a fire with some kerosene. Some sort of prank, probably. They sound like a lively bunch. Possibly too lively. I can't wait to find out which orphan did it. Funny prank! It seems their antics spoiled our chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building, which is probably where the actual person who killed him came from, because I don't think it was the kidnapper. One of the children set the orphanage yard on fire as a prank sometime during the evening before the incident. Because it looks like they came from this path over here and hit him on the back of the head. Because he was hit from behind, and the kidnapper was standing here. And the kidnapper would have to, like... And he was standing like this. So it doesn't make sense. How's it going, guys? Boy howdy, is this ever a scoop. Whole world's gone green. Must be an outbreak of something. I could see green trees, green people, green clothes, everything. They must be real sick if even in their clothes are green. Oh my god, it's her. I feel like that got glossed over too quickly. Just a little quickly. It's her. She's here. Looks like we wound up slap bang in the middle of the right dang place at the right dang time. And her assistant. Sure did, Chief. I don't think we're gonna get a word in edgewise here, Mr. Edgeworth. And I don't think we want to. Alright. Franziska? How dare you, Scruffy! Don't you dare tell anybody! I'll just deny it anyway! Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta help me out here, sir! What's the matter, Detective? It's about the SS5 incident. What else? I know Chairman Winner isn't in charge anymore and all, but a top-secret file being available to us so quickly after his removal? Something seemed off. He is right about that. That is off. So that got me to thinking, and I put in a call, and they told me that, well, that Miss Von Karma went to some pretty extreme lengths to get that file released. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Curse you, Scruffy. I deny everything. Sounds like you went to a lot of trouble for our sake, Franziska. Aww. Don't worry. Your efforts won't be for nothing. I'll solve this case, you'll see. Alright. Shilong Lang's got some stuff to say. 3 planners, covered with snow. Is anything the matter, Agent Lang? Yeah. Something's not right. I wasn't able to look at the case file until now. Indeed. You have Chairman Winner to thank for that, it seems. Yeah, but what's weird is, I've seen this scene somewhere before. Oh. What? But where? I keep thinking I've got it, but then it's gone. He appears to be lost in his efforts to remember. Perhaps I should leave him alone for now. I should leave him alone for now. 2 dialogue tree options come up. Yeah. This is leaving him alone. President Wang changed after the SS5 incident. I guess he felt his trust had been betrayed. I can understand that. But to cut ties with my family completely, after how close we'd been for all those years. My father was desperate to make amends, to get just one chance to say sorry. But no matter how many times he tried to get an audience with the president, he couldn't. He couldn't even convince them to take a letter to him. One time he came home covered in bruises. Who knows from where? A bodyguard, maybe? Aw, sorry. There's no point making you sit through old stories that won't change anything anyway. I'll be the judge of that. As warm and fuzzy as ever, I see. Not that I expected any different. Want a kiss? Who said that? Boring. That case ruined my father and my family too. Hashtag pity party. Wah. Boo-hoo. The people who failed to keep the president safe. That's all we were after that. He threw himself heart and soul into that investigation. He became obsessed, in other words. Hardly the best state of mind in which to undertake an inquiry. Well, you really don't pull your punches, huh? Look, just don't go thinking I'm only doing this because of my dad, okay? That investigation was solid. His work was meticulous, and it was accurate. It always was. He interviewed every single one of those kids, and he made sure they told him everything. I wonder if he learned anything of value. Okay.
I want to know about the kids.
Because I bet somebody in this case was a child in this orphanage that set that fire. Don't know who. Could have been any of them. Most of them were kids at the time. Looks chillier than your chilliest lookout here, Miles Arena. Somebody might have to warm me up. Okay. Me?
Could you take this a little more seriously, Mr. Fender?
For you, K-Meister, anything. Can't believe this whole sorry tale began right here. Kinda crazy, right? Yes, it is a little. What were Fiefs and the chairman up to, though? Where were they going with all this? All the kids in the orphanage are the culprits. Every one of them. They all all stacked on each other's shoulders in a giant trench coat. And they were this guy. Yeah. Where indeed. I'd very much like to know that myself. And I'd very much like to know when you two are going to admit how much you love your Uncle Eddie.
I do. Not anytime soon. Come on, Mr. Fender. You're not taking this seriously at all.
He did for about 3 sentences, which is something of a record. All the kids and a raccoon on top. Alright. That's not helpful. These planters.
According to the case file, the yard stretched around 3 sides of the orphanage.
Okay. 3 planters on every side.
And there were 3 planters on each side.
Yeah, I just said that, Kay.
It's like you read my mind.
Yes, planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen somewhere before.
Have we? Have we?
Have we? I don't remember.
Shame there aren't many flowers, but I guess it was the middle of winter.
Yes, but look at that one. It's bright yellow. Yeah, I saw it.
Weird, how come there's only one? Wait, looks like somebody dropped it.
That's a lion lily. If I'm not very much mistaken, a rare member of the family Lilia. Yeah, that. A lion lily, you say?
Wait, didn't Judge Gavel give President Wang some lion lilies?
What is the same flower doing here? This can't be a coincidence, can it? Well, it clearly has something to do with it. He's a very big flower fan and he gets confused. I believe this particular cultivator is from Asia, where it's said to symbolize the bond between parent and child. I wasn't aware you were so knowledgeable when it came to flowers, Francisca. What I just told you is common knowledge. Perhaps you need to read a little more. Okay. Oh. Okay. Do we have new logic now? Oh, okay. 3 footprints and 3 planters. Okay, I see. I see. He was trying to dig in those spaces for something. So that's where our monstrous hoofprints really were.
Wait, what?
Recall the arrangement of the prints, not compared to that of the planters. That makes sense. Wow, did he have blueprints or something? That's right. I believe the footprints are located exactly where our planters once stood.
So Chairman Winter was digging around the front of them?
But why on the left side? He was. And why might he have been doing that? Because it's not the front side where the murder is. We have a piece of evidence in our possession that answers exactly that question. He was a dog, yeah. Fair enough. Which piece of evidence shows why Chairman Winter might have been digging in front of the planters? What did this say? Ah. And retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. I'm sure it's still right in front of the planter where we left it.
Take that!
The evidence is in a furry con. Recall, if you will, the report that Warden LaGuardia sent to Chairman Winter. In it, she mentioned something that had been laid to rest in front of a planter. 12 years ago? What else was 12 years ago? 206!
You think she was telling him where to dig? Wait, but why 3 holes?
Because the report didn't specify which of the planters she meant. It's always 12 years.
I get it, so he wasn't sure which one it was. Which meant he had to try and dig above 3.
I imagine so, yes. Poor Chairman Winter.
But why go on all that trouble? What was he looking for?
LaGuardia asked him to dig something up near a planter, but what?
Hey, this arch. We've seen it somewhere before, right? It's a time capsule. Wow.
Indeed we have. It's the same one that stands over the entrance of the big building today.
But this is supposed to be how things looked 12 years ago. Was it there the whole time?
It seems the architects worked the old archway into the structure of the new building. That's cute.
The future is simply the past reheated. I think I heard that somewhere.
And for once it seems you might have remembered it correctly.
But 12 years is a long time to reheat something for. If it was your lunch, it'd be ruined.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? Very valid of you. Look at this bear.
An igloo shaped like a bear! The perfect balance of cuteness and scariness.
That'd be massive, like Hariyama.
I guess you could call it a big glue.
It is quite large. You could probably fit as many as 3 people inside it.
Yeah, and they could live in there for 3 whole years.
3 years? And what about the summer? Wouldn't the big igloo melt?
Again, say it again, Mr. Edgeworth, please. One more time.
Wouldn't the igloo melt?
Ugh, you're no fun.
Okay. These footprints stop by the body.
I guess that means they belong to Mr. Alden, right? His feet were pretty big. What's that, about a size 12? According to this file, they were the same size as his shoes. It's a match.
I think that's about all we can learn from the scene for now.
Alright, how about I try to show you how things looked earlier on that night? Yeah.
Which kid did it? When they say that they could fit a certain amount of people in something, what stats do they use? Like 3 average men. That's a good question. Yeah, did they account for gender variation? Like, you can't just say fit 3 people. Like, yeah, what are the size of these people? What are their body types? What are, like, you know? I get that. I get what you mean. That would be very much appreciated. Could you take us back to the moment at which the victim witnessed the kidnapping?
Sure. I'll use the photograph he took. Here goes nothing.
I need this on the wiki. Okay. Yeah, because he would see the kidnapper coming at him from around the right side to go all the way behind him. If I didn't read that, so sorry. If it was the kidnapper that killed him. There's Mr. Alden in the middle of the planters.
And there's the president and his kidnapper out by the road.
My father based his investigation on the evidence Alden provided. That was why he thought the kidnapping and the orphanage were connected somehow. And he wound up suspecting Fifi LaGuardia. She was the one running the orphanage at the time. Exactly. But when the case went to trial, Excelsius Winter put a big hole in that theory. He did? Yeah. After all, the president and the kidnapper weren't actually on the grounds of the orphanage. So it was hard to conclusively prove any kind of connection.
Huh. So they were never seen inside the gates of the orphanage.
Detectives bust a gut to find evidence on the scene. And then prosecutors come along and twist it for their own ends. Winter and LaGuardia were working together. They had some kind of deal, I'm sure of it.
So you're saying that Chairman Winter was working with the kidnapper?
Got LaGuardia acquitted of the kidnapping. Were they accomplices? Your father was convinced that LaGuardia was the culprit, correct? And you say he was gifted and thorough investigator. Then he must have had more to support his theory than just Mr. Alden's message, surely? Yeah, he must have. I just don't know what it was. It wasn't exactly a case he liked talking about. Agent Lang's father, Dalong Lang, trusted ally and confidant of President Wang. He discovered truths that were subsequently suppressed by Chairman Winter. Our first priority should be to find out what they were. The incident. Oh boy. Oh boy, the incident.
Well.
Things are getting exciting. This case is getting a lot better as it goes on. It was kind of slow at first, but I'm intrigued. Very intrigued.
Let's start a raid, shall we? Everyone join up on the raid. We're gonna send some love. Bye! Thank you guys for joining me. I'm so excited for more.
I'm so excited. Imagine a really cool thing happening. Yeah! Or found your way out.
Alright, send you guys off in 5, 4.
You're so cool. So cool.
3, 2, 1.
Hold on. Wait for it for the aura. Bye-bye.